shows up to play. You know, and Terrace.
All right, I will call this meeting of the Marshall County Board of Supervisors, regular session, December 31st, 2025 at 9 a.m. to order. Notice to the public, the Board of Supervisors welcomes comments from the public during the time allowed for discussion. You are requested to approach the podium and use the microphone. State your name and address for the record and limit the time used to present your remarks in order that others may be given the opportunity to speak. The normal process on any agenda item is for the chair to read the item from the agenda. The board is given an opportunity to comment on the issue and/or place a motion on the floor. An opportunity for discussion may be presented, at which time the public may participate, and a roll call vote will follow. Roll call, please.
Goodman,
Yes.
Hibbs,
Yes.
Heil.
Yes.
Would you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
I move that we approve today's agenda.
I'll second.
Okay. Roll call vote, please.
Goodman,
Yes.
Hibbs,
Yes.
Heil.
Yes.
Item number 5 is the consent agenda, which consists of approving the previous regular session minutes from December 17th, approving all claims as audited, the file of manure management plans from Pickard Brothers Incorporated, number 57598 at 1777 300th Street, Melbourne, signed with no changes. File manure management plans for Flint Finisher Farm, number 71020 at 120th Street, St. Anthony, signed with a change. Veterans Affairs Commission's reappointments. Chair David Streets, term date January 1st, 2026 through December 31st, 2028. Bob Grimes, term date January 1st, 2026 through December 31st, 2027. Herschel Edwards, term date January 1st, 2026 through December 31, 2029. And that is the end of the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve today's consent agenda.
I'll second that.
All right. Any discussion on items? Roll call vote, please.
Goodman,
Yes.
Hibbs,
Yes.
Heil.
Yes.
Moving on to item number 7, discussion by Dean Shady, IMWCA, and Bobby Shomo Madsen on worker compensation update for July 1st, 2026. Over there. Yeah.
James, is Bobby online?
I didn't see him, so.
Send him a text, but
Okay. Good morning. My name is Dean Shady. I'm the Safety and Risk Improvement Manager with the Iowa Municipalities Workers' Compensation Association. We've provided the workers' compensation coverage for the county now for the last several years. If you remember, I was here last year around this time and did a presentation for the county on, really getting the safety program, kind of taking it to the next level. And, during this last year, the county safety committee has been meeting. There's been some things that have been going on positively. But one thing that, after a couple of years of working with the safety committee, let's just say it's not quite progressing as it needs to get to where you want to be. And, which brings us to why I'm here today. Part of that is why it was kind of moving along. A couple of months ago, there was a significant claim. That claim it was a very substantial claim that put the county's loss ratio well over 100%, which means for every dollar that you pay in premium, we're paying $1 or more out, in this case around I think is $1.87, so 187%. So, you know, that's for us on the business side, but for what it means for you guys as a county is that your premium is looking to go up again. And, you know, when we were here last time, we had talked about, you know, that the county's losses had started to go in the right direction. And as a result, your premiums were starting to go in the right direction to a 0.92 mod, okay, which is good. Not great, but it is good compared to where you had been a couple years ago at a 1.05, which means you were paying a surcharge of 5%. You weren't getting a lot of discounts. And at that point, your premium was $221,000, okay? Then we started looking at improvement. You went to a 9.2 mod, which again is good. Your premium, when you get below 9.5 mod, we start giving you more discounts for being a good risk. So your premium went from $221,000 to $140,000, which was, you know, that's money right now that you guys can definitely use in other places. Well, you know, now we're starting to see the claims peaking up a little bit again. Your mod's going to go to a 9.9, which in itself wouldn't have been bad, but now we couple it with this last claim, which is a big claim. And what happens with that is when you exceed 100%, you automatically lose what we call the good experience bonus that you are earning. So you're going to see that. On top of it, there was a couple things that occurred with this incident that also leads to further loss of discounts. One of them being that a seatbelt was not being worn, which we have whenever that happens, a claim exists, seatbelts not being worn, that results in loss of discounts. So what we're looking at here is the potential of a $50,000 increase for the upcoming fiscal year in premium. Now, one thing is that while some of that is going to occur because of loss of good experience bonus, as I related to Nan and to Bobby, is we still have some of those discounts that we may be able to claw back. But part of that is we're going to need the safety committee to take a dramatic jump in what they are doing. We're going to need to turbocharge it. And, you know, I'm going to be here to help do it. But, you know, part of the thing that we're going to need to do in order to accomplish that, one, I'm going to recommend that going forward with the workers' compensation premium, that the Board of Supervisors looks at using a cost of risk allocation. So the departments that are causing the losses will be the ones that will pay for those losses. Now, having said that, you know, one of the things that we're going to also be doing is really turbocharging the incident review process. And part of that is to work with department heads and train them on going through incident analysis, a really deep dive. And if we're able to determine that that claim was just unavoidable, then in the cost of risk allocation, we would spread that cost throughout the whole county. You can't hold somebody accountable for something they had no control. But if there is control on the part, you know, we found it was preventable, then, you know, that department's going to own that, okay? So that's one thing that we're going to look at. Number two, I've visited with Nan before. We're trying to get the online learn training program set up, which is a great, you know, opportunity. We can get it set up. We're going to really need all the departments to buy into it, to use it, to tell us what courses do they need so we can get them set up on that. and then to use it. And then, the other thing is that I will be present to help with other training. I've already mentioned like the incident review, supervisor safety awareness, and things like that we would go through. The other thing that we need to look at is that the county does have a history of having claimants with multiple injuries. And a lot of times we don't think about it, but when you look at the average working American adult, they have less than one work comp claim in their working career. You have some people that have 3 and 4, and in one case, one individual has 3 of them over $20,000 apiece. And we're not saying that person's a bad employee, but what we have to do is develop a personal safety action plan where anytime we have an employee that has multiple claims, we're sitting down with them and trying to figure out why is it happening to that individual. Okay? It might be on their end, it might be on management's end, it might be a combination, but we got to figure it out. And then once we know that, then we know what we need to fix. Okay? As I said, I want to work with the county. There's great potential here. And, we're going to need to step up and turbocharge. I'm going to need you as the board, to really work with everybody, the different department heads, to get them involved in the safety, to understand what we're doing. It helps them as a department head that their employees are there working. It helps the employee that, they're going to go home safe at night and be able to come back the next day and earn a living. And it sure helps the taxpayers of the county trying to get this premium as low as we possibly can. So what questions might you have? Yep, Bobby, yeah.
Sorry, my last Zoom went just a couple minutes long. So, how are you?
Good, Bobby. Thank you.
Good.
So I guess a question that I have is, how often do you meet with the safety committee?
They're meeting monthly, and I try to make, those when I can. In this case, I will commit to at least making 4 of the meetings a year, minimum. I'll try to make more, to get it started and really up and running at a higher level. But, they need to meet monthly. And one thing that I'm going to recommend is that there's a couple departments. I think we need to look at creating internal safety committees as well.
Can I add another thing you recommended was a survey going out to all the employees?
Yes, thank you.
And you sent that out kind of as a example. It was just 10 questions. He sent it to Cassandra and I, and it looked like a pretty easy, it went back to them, not to us. And so they could gather that information as well. And you've had some success with that as well in the past.
Yeah, we've used that with a couple larger entities to really gauge, what do the employees feel about the safety culture within, in this case, the county? And, are they feeling that, it's not really important? Do they feel that it's not important? It's going to help give us a visual on where we're at. And then it gives the employees an opportunity to say, hey, here's some things I'm really worried about. And then we can go back and focus it and then make them feel like, hey, I'm being heard. Because sometimes with safety programs, we work with, a couple hundred of them throughout the state of different sizes, more than a couple hundred actually. But, when we hear that people have problems, sometimes the safety committee is, they're really looking at it, but it's not always getting all the way down to the people that it needs to get to. And this safety survey is going to help give us an idea where that's at.
When's the last time you did a survey?
We just did one a year and a half ago with the county.
I remember this conversation a couple of years ago, and it felt like we had made some progress in that. Do you feel like we have the right representation on that committee?
I think you have the right representation. I think we have a couple departments that need to be a little more, they need to be represented more there. Just to make every monthly meeting. But I think a lot of the right people are there. I think you have people that are concerned with safety. I just think, again, we've kind of let you try to move at your speed. I always try to do that, but sometimes we just kind of sometimes have to give you a little boot to kind of pick up the pace.
Now, I'm going to jump in here for just a minute. We all serve on multiple committees in the community, and you serve on committees where after you're done with your meeting, you know that was not a good use of your time, where you met but you didn't accomplish anything. This committee can't be that now. What has sped up the pace are losses. And we were here a little over a decade ago in a really, really bad spot where our mod got above 1.5 just prior to starting our relationship with IMWCA. It was being driven by people that had multiple claims, and we need to understand that's a culture. And not making a statement about any of the current claims that we're working under, I'm going to make a general claim or statement about work comp claims in general. There are people in our culture that see that as a way of making money and a way to not work and make money. And people talk, and that culture can breed. So we do, in our experience, we're looking at that type of deal. And a decade ago, we were dealing with similar people having lots of claims, and it's problematic. I offered a couple of years ago to take some members of our safety committee over to Newton. The city of Newton has a very aggressive, proactive safety committee. All the department heads participate, and it has bred a culture of safety. So they will actually run their employees through progressive discipline if a manager simply sees someone get in the car and not put on their seatbelt.
Right.
It's a proactive response,
Yeah.
not a reactive response. We're reacting right now because we've had some recent significant claims. And a decade ago when we were here and we came and we talked to the board, the issue was we were giving up close to $100,000 in additional premium because of our mod factor that could have been used to hire a couple of employees, but it was paying more than an average county should have been paying. We were with a regular insurance company at that point. We're with IMWCA, a pool, and IMWCA has extensive credits that are available that aren't available in the regular insurance market that multiplies both the positive and the negative impact. And these recent claims are going to multiply us in a negative way. So from our standpoint, getting a buy-in at the department head level to where the department heads believe that safety is important and they can pass that process down to everyone that works within their department, that we want to be proactive, not reactive.
And in some cases, to add to that, you have department heads that, I don't know any department head that wants their people to get hurt. Sometimes it's helping them understand how to communicate these issues effectively, how to put the system in progress more effectively, and we can help with that.
And probably the other thing we want to add to that is, having said that, the sheriff back there, not every department has the same risk. Right? So we don't expect that all the claims are going to be spread out evenly across all the departments. We acknowledge that there's significantly more risk in protecting us in the community, right?
You said a couple years ago we were at 221,000, current year 140,000, and we're going up 50,000 plus
It-
that
it-
part of that big claim.
It can be around 50,000, yeah. I mean,
So-
but
Is that total? Up, total increase?
up to about 50,000.
Okay.
But as also indicated, you know, we don't set everything until April. So we have a couple months that I can go back to my underwriter and say, look, these guys are really, they're working, they're really trying to move the needle here now and, you know, try to claw back some of that.
So what Dean's talking about is discretionary credits
Right.
that we wouldn't have talked about with the standard care we were talking about. And I don't want you to see Dean as adversarial today. When I first met Dean, I learned that Dean's previous life was spent riding bulls. And I'm like, how much can the guy care about safety?
Yeah.
Right? I learned the hard way. He did learn the hard way, but he is exceptionally good at his job. And what he wants from us is a commitment that allows him to go back and negotiate in the office to reclaim some of those discretionary credits that could and probably should disappear. And so we don't have a final number yet. This is a proactive response to our claims. And we want to be in the best position we can be in for him to try to negotiate some of those discretionary credits back.
Anything else? Okay. Thank you. We'll support in any way we can
Okay,
in helping make the changes.
thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Appreciate the time.
Thanks, Dean. Thanks, Bobby.
All right, moving on to item number 8. Approve conflict waiver request for River's Edge subdivision and authorize chair to sign. Tyler, do you want to address this?
Okay, Tyler Kelly, Marsh County zoning. So this is the reason we have these variances for this exact situation right here. Do you want to pull up that, the map? So, this landowner came to us and, for the majority of the time that he's owned this property, he's farmed the south side of the road and then his neighbor has
Tyler, are
farmed.
you on number 8?
Oh, shoot, sorry. I don't know where you're
This is
at.
mine.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
I was wondering why you guys asked me to come up.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so this is one that we're working on to get everything cleaned up. It's an auditor's plat that we're working on to clean up near, it's obviously down by the Iowa River, and it's some property that the city owns, the Riverside Cemetery, and a landowner down there. We had a note that as soon as it sold from the previous owner to the new owner, that when that happened, they would do the auditor's plat to resurvey and clean this all up. So this has happened, and we have Allers on board to do this. Jordan assisted us as far as he could, and he said it's a conflict now for him to proceed, and we have someone on board there to assist us, and we need to sign the letter of work authorization for them to do the work, yes. So that is the what we're signing here. We've made real good progress on this, and CGA has helped us a lot. They've wanted to clean this area up as well. There's going to be some trading of land between the landowner, the city, because they own stuff on both sides of the river, on both sides of the road. The river actually has moved, so that's also caused some issue, and they're also with the cemetery, they're doing some trading. So it's quite complicated.
Am I understanding that Allers is representing the city as well And so that's.
Is that the
That's what
conflict?
the conflict is, and that we have to authorize that
Ye-
we're good with.
Yeah, they did previously, they actually now have an attorney out of Cedar Rapids that they're using, but in the past, they had used ours.
Okay.
Okay,
So they're not in this particular case, they're using a attorney out of Cedar Rapids.
Okay.
so we're just saying we're okay with the
With
situation?
their previous, yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
of
All
legal
right.
work.
That makes sense?
And it wasn't this attorney either.
Okay. Any other questions?
So you're comfortable with it, with this situation?
Yes. Yes, very comfortable. He, very knowledgeable on real estate. It was, when he said, well, send the abstract over, and we all, the email, we all laughed, because we went, oh, yeah, this is way more complicated. But he, very, very knowledgeable, was very excited when we talked to him, so.
Good.
Okay.
He was excited. He thought this sounded great. He was just invigorated.
Anyone excited about this? They're good.
Yeah, that's what I thought, too.
Okay. Is there a motion?
I move to approve the conflict waiver request for Rivers Edge subdivision and authorize the chair to sign.
I'll second.
Okay. Any further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Goodman,
Yes?
Hibbs,
Yes.
Heil,
Yes.
All right. Item number 9, approve fiscal year 2025 cost allocation plan and authorize the chair to sign. Do you have any questions on this?
Maria's even here.
Is there anything you'd like to say
Yeah,
about it,
well,
Maria?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Assistant Editor Recorder Maria Vargas. That's just a report that we get from this person that will give us the estimate of how much the county, what is the cost for the county to have HHS in one of our buildings. And he creates this report for the county and HHS for them to know how much they are supposed to refund the county
Okay.
for the fiscal year. So this is for fiscal year 25, because he allocates the cost for the previous year. So this is going to be paid in 27.
Okay. Thank you, Maria. Any other questions, comments on this?
And we do this every year.
Yeah. How is, I do have a question, Maria. Come back. How has this changed in value over the year? I noticed what it is this year, but,
It's about the same. I think the cost is based on the rate that the state will have. So the HHS will refund the county based on the state rate.
yeah.
And I think it's like 33%.
It's been pretty consistent.
It's consistent. It's
Yeah.
about the
It's
same.
also
every
based
year.
on the percentage of the building that they're using,
Yeah.
which is also very consistent to the previous year. So,
Yep. So it's about the same
Okay.
amount every year.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Any other comments or questions?
No.
Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve the fiscal year 2025 cost allocation plan and authorize the chair to sign.
I'll second that.
All right. Roll call vote, please.
Goodman,
Yes?
Hibbs,
Yes.
Heil,
Yes.
All right, item number 10, approved proposal from Eide Bailey LLP for annual audit for the fiscal years from July 1st, 2025 to June 30th, 2030. Nan, would you like to address it?
making Maria go
Oh,
up again,
Maria-
too.
Maria's going to address it.
So
Okay.
both of us can talk at the same time. So, yeah, we asked that they give us a quote.
So yeah, we checked with Brian to see if we needed to do an RFP
Yes.
again this year, because we did it last time when we finished the contract with El.
Bowman.
Bowman
Bowman,
and, yeah.
And so he said, because they are doing it, we could just ask for a quote, and he could give us a 3-year quote or a 5-year quote. I don't have
Yeah, the numbers are
the spreadsheet, but
attached.
Yep.
the attachment has the,
Got
yeah.
it. Yeah,
So as you can tell, the 5 years has a little bit of a discount if we do the 5 years instead of the 3 years, so it's up to you. Because if you see the first year is more on the 3 year than the 5 year.
uh-huh.
And I do have to say, working with them, I think, well, Deanne's here as well. Working with them has been very good. We thought we'd lose a lot. Not having our auditor right across the street. Paul's worked with them a lot as well.
They have been great.
Do you have a
so-
recommendation over the 3-year versus 5-year?
Well, it is cheaper.
And if we are going to be
Does it make
working
sense
with
to get-
them for, I mean,
Yeah.
I plan to work with them as long as you guys want to
Yeah,
hire them. So I guess a 5-year contract will probably save us some time. So we don't have to do this again in 3 years.
Yeah.
yeah,
The uploading that they have, you know, they've got a very secure system for the uploading is extremely good and
Yeah, it's very,
very secure, and it's not, we don't just email them things usually. It's all uploading into this system. So that part of it is, it goes really smooth, haven't had issues. So it isn't, they've got it set up very well, very, very well. And they do come on site, been out the sheriff's office. I think you've had a good experience out there as well. So when you don't, no news is, you know, usually good news.
So doing a 5-year option, we don't think we have to have an RFP, or?
Yeah, he said we don't. Now, I would think next time we would want to go out for RFP.
at the end of 5 years.
At the end
yeah.
of 5 years.
If we did the 3-year, we would probably have the same situation.
Same
where we would
situation.
go
You'd-
out for an RFP.
You'd go out for
yeah.
RFP next time, kind of an every other time thing.
Yeah.
I'm good with the option 2, 5-year.
Yeah.
Is that your recommendation?
That would be
Nick?
my recommendation as well.
Perfect.
You know, with having that little bit of discount. And I'm sure they've now picked up the Marshalltown Waterworks.
Yeah.
So the last time they were here, you know, they were able to be here a little bit longer. They picked up another neighboring county as well, so they are in the area a little bit more too, so.
Well, if you're happy with them, making any kind of change on the audit process, it's a pain, so.
It is.
Let's roll the 5-year.
It is. It makes a huge difference. So, yeah, they've been great to work with. And obviously, they're with the city of Marshalltown as well. So,
Yeah.
you know, that bode well when they first started talking to us.
Good.
All right. Is there a motion?
I move that we approve the proposal from E.D. Bailey LLP for the annual audit for the fiscal years from July 1st, 2025 to June 30th of 2030.
Option 2?
Option 2,
5
yes.
years, okay.
Yep.
And I'll second that for option 2.
Okay, any other comments or questions? Roll call vote, please.
Goodman,
Yes.
Hibbs,
Yes.
Heil,
Yes.
Okay, Tyler, number 11, we're on it. Got my map. Good reaction, though.
All right, Tyler Kelly, Marsh County Planning and Zoning. So as I stated earlier, this is the reason we have these variances. As part of the variance process, we have to prove that there is undue hardship for the current landowner. In this case, he's had a little chunk of his parcel north of the creek that he hasn't been able to farm as long as he's owned the property. So as part of that, his neighbor to the north has farmed the highlighted section in green that Mr. Bailey owns, and he's farmed the section in red that he's owned, or that the neighbor owns. So as part of this process, this variance would allow a minimum acreage exemption for this new parcel to allow for the land swap from the property in Marshall County to the property in Hardin County.
Any questions or comments for Tyler?
No?
You guys that want to agree on an exchange, I see no reason not to accept that.
This is why we have a variance. Once again, it was approved by the Board of Adjustment. Their recommendation was included in the file.
Okay.
Great.
Thank you, Tyler.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tyler.
Is there a motion?
Yeah, I'll make the motion to approve the Marshall County zoning variance number 2025 VAR 6032.
I'll second that.
All right. Any further questions or discussion? Okay. Roll call vote, please.
Goodman,
Yes.
Hibbs,
Yes.
Heil,
Yes.
Moving on to item number 12. Resolution 2025-0032, assess taxable values of utility companies payable 2026-2027. Dan, do you want to discuss this?
Yeah, I'm just gonna just grab that and open that. We didn't want Sarah here today. She sounds worse than you.
Okay, good.
So these are all sent to us from the Iowa Department of Revenue, and this is just an annual, we accept these that are coming in from the various utility companies, and then we put them into our system to the assessment values for the various utility companies. It's not very exciting, but it is what it is, and you all have to approve it.
Any questions for Nan?
No, thanks for that.
Comments? Okay. Is there a motion?
I'll move that we adopt Resolution 2025-0032, assess taxable values of utility companies payable 2026 to 2027.
I'll second that.
Any other discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Goodman,
Yes?
Hibbs,
Yes.
Heil,
Yes.
All right, moving on to item number 13, public forum. Time set aside for the public to make comments on topic of county business other than those listed on this agenda. No action will be taken on any of these topics brought up in public forum. Any comments? I don't want to cut anyone off. Do you want to come back up, Tyler? No, I'm kidding.
I can talk for about 10 minutes, but they just kept moving.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All right, we will move on to item 14, adjournment. The next regular session is scheduled for Friday, January 2nd, 2026 at 9 a.m. in the courthouse, first floor meeting room here. That's our annual meeting. This Friday, all business to be acted upon at that session should be submitted to the County Auditor Recorder's Office, the Board of Supervisors Office, or the Board Clerk by today at noon. There being no further business to come before the meeting, we are adjourned at 9:38.
Actually, it's posted, so.
did you want this for the, or was it